everybody that's returning and those of you that are new, welcome to this platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm going to be doing a reading for you guys today. So, we'll start off with the prayer. So we are calling upon and calling in and invoking and evoking the Most High God and the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, the Ascended Masters, along with any other Ascended Masters. We're also calling upon our spiritual team of highest light and resonance, including the ancestors, our spirit guides, our guardian angels, and our protective team. We're asking that they put a protective cloak and shield around us for this reading. We also ask God that for this reading, if there are any financial blockages or any financial issues, that be resolved. We also ask and pray, Most High, that you continue to bless us, continue to prosper us, and continue to allow us to connect with one another here through the Soul Tribe family. Please continue to prosper this platform. And thank you for everything that you've already done. Thank you for all the miracles that you create. All praise, honor, glory, and worship goes to you, Most High, for everything in my life and for everything in the collective's life. And we just want to say thank you for everything that you've done for us, all of the abundance you've given us, all of the beauty, all of the health, all of the wealth, all of the joy, all of the peace, all of the love. Thank you for being that perfect example of what we should look to. Thank you for all of the miracles that you've created on this planet. Thank you for healing the sick and taking care of the poor and the needy. And thank you for answering our call and having mercy on us and coming to our aid. We praise you. We honor you. We worship you, Most High. Above all, we put you first. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bless you. Bless you. We bless you. We choose to bless you, God, with how we honor ourselves and live our lives. We choose and we wish to bless you and to please you. Amen. Okay, so by watching my videos, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Please be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my videos, you're agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me for my calling. Also, this contract includes no bullying, no copyright, no gatekeeping, no shadow banning. Be nice, be compassionate, because you don't know what other people are going through. And it's never okay to make fun of or shame anybody else because of their spiritual beliefs or because of what they're trying to do to help this world. So know that this warning is a safety net. If you just basically don't bully us, you'll be fine. But I can't guarantee anybody's safety that comes on here and bullies us and acts a fool. So I hope everybody's having a good day. Whenever you get to watching this, know that my readings are timeless. And I suggest that you guys watch all of the readings, okay, on both platforms. I put the links to the book that jumpstarted my spiritual journey, to my other platform. And also, if any of you have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 PayPal or a $20 Cash App or $20 Super Chat, and I will pause the collective reading and use another deck of cards to answer your questions. So know that I have made myself available that way for you guys. And yeah, welcome everybody coming into the chat. Welcome, Shaman Maria. Okay, I hope you guys are having a really good day. I always hope you guys are having a really good day. I never want anybody to be having a bad day. So, because this situation that we're going to be talking about does have to do with financial blockages, I might add a little bit of Reiki. Maybe we're going to just break these chains, okay, with Holy Fire Reiki at the beginning. Welcome in, Fashionista. So just take a deep breath. Know that if there was anything weighing you down, if there was anything that is unhealed, okay, anything that's on your mind, it could be a dream that you had. It could be something someone said to you. It could be any of those things. Oh, you know what? You're okay, Fashionista. I'm glad that you're present with us like all the time. I really love you guys. So if there's anything that you need that needs to be healed when it comes to finances, we're calling forth any thoughts and beliefs, thought forms, any chains of bondage, any baggage that has to do with finances. We're calling that forward now so that it can be healed. Okay. So holy fire, holy fire, holy fire. Chokure, chokure. Chokure. Okay, so we're breaking those chains of bondage, anything that was weighing us down spiritually, and allowing those beliefs to clear. And we ask that the holy fire consume anything that has to do with finances. We also call upon the finance angels, the abundance angels, and we ask that they come be with us today and for this reading. And we open the heart space, cleansing out and balancing the threefold flame of Christ consciousness, opening the heart, clearing out the old. Cutting any cords in the back, in the front, anywhere that we can't see. We're also calling upon the circle sword, the blue flame, the will of God, putting that in through the crown chakra, going down into the earth, and bringing out that circle and blue flame energy around the throat chakra, anchoring around the knees and into the earth for this reading and for every other. We're calling upon the legions of Astraea and Archangel Michael. Okay. All right. Okay. So as that energy transmutes whatever was going on with finances, just know that things are going to get better. Okay. So we're going to tap in and see what is going on. Basically, what I was getting as a download was that this financial dry spell, however long it's been going on, for some of you, this financial dry spell will have been going on for 3 years, for some of you 6 years, for some of you 20 years. Okay. But all financial blockages are being removed and you're breaking chains of bondage. Okay. Oh, thank you. Blessing to you guys as well. Welcome in 7149. So we're going to work with the magical die, see what numbers come out. You know, the number that has to do with physical abundance and feng shui is the number 6. But I will tell you that when you're working with abundance, you want to be using the number 8. All right. Because, well, the number 8 and like the number 0 are really good for working with abundance. 6 is good for bringing in positive physical change. But when we're talking about abundance, there's abundance of health, abundance of happiness, of all these things that money cannot buy. Okay. So when we're talking about abundance, we're not just talking about money. We're talking about happiness, joy, freedom, peace. You know, you're welcome. You guys are very welcome. Beauty. I guess you could buy beauty if you get a bunch of plastic surgery, but I suggest that, like, for example, I'm not against plastic surgery, okay? But I will tell you that the beauty standards change every 10 years. So where BBLs may be the thing of today, in the future, BBLs could not be a thing. I mean, they'll probably all be they'll probably be popular in some cultures or whatever. But that's just an example. I know when it was just breast implants that were popular, okay? So if you love yourself, before you get any plastic surgery, just ask yourself, is this what I should be doing? For me, I did get plastic surgery done, okay, one time, and well, twice because I had to have it redone. But I got it updated and it was worth it because it's something I wanted my whole life, right? So I'm not talking about those cases, but I'm talking about the people that are going across seas, that are getting dangerous procedures. Like BBL is not a safe procedure, okay? Like I would, if you guys are going to get breast implants, I would much rather have you get that than get a BBL, because what BBL does is it takes fat from wherever else, like, you know, here, I don't know, wherever the area of excesses, and then they basically inject it to your butt, right? Your gluteus maximus. They inject it there, and then that fat has to basically not only heal, but it has to mold, or like it has to make a new connection, basically. So it's just more dangerous. Like there are some procedures that are not dangerous. For some people may get, you know, and I guess we're talking about this because a lot of people spend a lot of money on plastic surgery. But when I got confirmation to get my surgery from Spirit, okay, my surgery cost $6,666, which is talking about feng shui improving the physical, right? So that was one confirmation that I knew, like, okay, this is in alignment for me. It's what I should be doing. But that's just me personally. Each and every one of you have a different body, and a different face. And some people, they get nose jobs because they can't breathe at night. Like, there are some people that just have birth defects or whatever. So I'm not talking about those people, but I am talking about how the industry is trying to get these people that are like 16 years old to travel across country. And I know that you guys are not 16, but this is just what plastic surgery is doing. Plastic surgery is using these celebrities' faces and stuff like that as basically the advertisement. And so that's why you have the Kardashian look, and it's a look like, I don't know. I thought that Khloe was really pretty. Khloe Kardashian was really pretty before the surgery. I thought that Lady Gaga was really pretty before her nose surgery. So it just depends, That's why making sure that it's in alignment with your path, with your journey, and with what you want, that's important. And not just doing things because they're trendy, because like I said, the trend could change, in 10 years, it could be completely different. And then you've gotten a permanent surgery that in 10 years you won't be happy with. So that's why I warn people about plastic surgery. It can be dangerous. And it also can be very hard to recover from. Don't get ensnared by these celebrities and these people that have perfect figures and perfect, like seemingly perfect. It's what we would give a standard as perfect, but like, is it actually perfect? No, it's not. Okay. Just know that when you love yourself unconditionally, if there is something you want to change about yourself, don't think that that's bad, but do the research. Make sure that you're not going overseas, that you're not, because just think of it this way. If you're going overseas and you're getting a surgery done, and you're getting a surgery done by a doctor that does not speak your language, and you don't take anybody with you, that is a recipe for disaster, because especially with the BBL, it takes a very long time to recover from it. And so, for some of you, now I've had a client that asked me at one point, why have I not received the money for my BBL surgery? And I looked, and it was because the BBL was going to kill this person. And so I told them that, but they still wanted to get it. So I don't know if that person ever got it, but I was like, if this is an overseas thing, no, do not do it. And she's like, yeah, it's overseas. Okay. So just be aware that there are scams out there. There are tricks. And you don't want to end up in another country getting your organs harvested or any others. And people think that that's like woo woo, but it's actually not. This is why I feel like it's dangerous to go overseas to get plastic surgery. I think you'd be fine probably going to England maybe, but if you're going to like, Colombia, Guatemala, South America, I don't know. It's just a little Brazil, because it's a Brazilian butt lift is what BBL is, So anyways, that's my little spiel on plastic surgery. I'm not against it, and I'm not for it, but I will tell you that the beauty standard is going to change. Okay. It changes every 5 to 10 years. So if you think that something is going to be like forever, don't think that. Okay. All right. So welcome in, Sculpted Slug. Oh, you're getting kicked out and car removed because they can't handle boundaries. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff going on, Sculpted Slug. When you have the extra money, I would pay to get a reading so we can look at what's going on with you. But we are going to be looking at financial blockages. We did some Reiki at the beginning to clear those blockages. You guys are getting a new beginning. I do feel like this cleansing that you're going through, this cleansing period, it may last about 3 weeks. Oh, great. I love you guys so much. I want to see you guys abundant, happy, and free. And the situation that you were in, Sculptus, like, was not a good situation to stay in. So sometimes when God is showing us that we need to leave a person, place, or thing alone, and we don't do that, then the universe will literally bring in a situation. And I've seen this happen over and over again to clients, where it'll bring in a situation that causes that person to have to leave the toxicity, right? Because if we won't go on our own, the universe is going to send a lower vibrational energy that's going to kick our butt, basically, to get us into the position we need to get in. So we're going to see what the cards say. But I do know that we're going to probably uncover whatever this financial thing that was going on was. I feel like for some of you, it was going on for years. For some of you, it's been going on for months. This is why using your discernment is so important. Look, somebody's up under judgment. Somebody else's finances are up under judgment. Let's get the likes up, you guys. It's so important that you like the video. That tells the algorithm that this content is worthy of being seen. And basically, with YouTube already trying to suppress my platform, any help that you guys can give by liking the video will help this content be seen. Yeah, you knew that was a situation that you needed to leave. Yeah, but they were trying to make you stay. Yeah, but actually, literally, you're kicking yourself. That's exactly it. It's like when you stay in a situation that doesn't serve you, you're taking one step. Yeah, you kept saying stop. Yeah, these people that you're dealing with are not going to stop. It's like you take one step forward and 5 steps back. That's kind of how I look at things when we stay in situations and places that we're not meant to be. So, all right. So somebody is up under judgment. I don't feel like it's your energy that's up under judgment. This is somebody else. Okay. This could be a Queen of Wands energy. They're in the Tower. So by you healing thoughts and beliefs, and these thoughts and beliefs that we were calling forward at the beginning of the reading, they could have been from childhood. Some of you guys have had parents that have limiting beliefs when it comes to money. Okay. And some of you have had parents that have the opposite of a limiting belief that comes to money. When you're being raised in a situation, whether it's in poverty or in extreme wealth, those are two extremes of a situation, right? So you could develop beliefs on both sides of the fence that could not be helping you. That's why we were cleansing those beliefs, and just be asking yourself if there's any belief that I'm holding to about the concept of money, making money, abundance, all of that. Please let that belief come forward so that I can release it and knowingly release it. Please get this book and use the mind technique to get rid of those beliefs. Because you can ask the original question, when you have located a belief that doesn't serve you, does this belief serve you? Does it serve me to have this belief? Your mind is going to say, your spirit's going to say no. That's why developing the intuitive technique in this book, so you can get confirmation, get yes and no answers, is so important. So you get, no, that doesn't serve you. Okay, well, the mind will just drop the belief once you realize that it's not serving you. However, that's only one belief. The second question you go is there any other beliefs similar or like a cousin belief to this one that's a like belief? And then your mind will go, yes, okay, confirmation. Okay, all of those beliefs about money. And so what the mind will do is that the mind will then scan the subconscious for any beliefs. And then you'll be like, okay, do those beliefs serve me? No, they don't. The mind immediately releases it. So that is the mind technique. You guys also need to be clearing yourself of empathic energy, because a lot of you guys are so empathic that you could just literally be walking to the grocery store, walking around Walmart, not walking to the grocery store, but walking in the grocery store. Anybody you come into contact with, you're picking up their energy. And if you're trying to figure out who it is, if you're dealing with people that are very low vibrational, whether it's in public or in a personal setting, you need to know that, okay, if I'm picking up this low vibrational energy, the biggest problem with being an empath, why it feels like a curse, when it's actually a blessing when you learn how to use the gift, but why it feels like a curse is because when you pick up that energy from somebody else, you think that it's your energy. And so you start to associate your life with the energy of somebody else. And that's where the biggest problems come. Okay. And so confirmation. So there's always going to be something within you that's drawing in that empathic experience. So when you can let go of, I would call it like a hook or trigger, whatever it is that's pulling in that empathic energy, then you can heal yourself from ever picking up that type of empathic energy again. Let's say you're picking up blockages from somebody. You know, you just seen a hawk. So you guys are getting bird's eye view. You're getting a close-up look at this, of how the universe works and how we as human beings create and how energy flows. A lot of you guys are just experiencing blockages when it comes to your energy flow. Look what I said about the Queen of Wands. There she is. So you had somebody that was competing with you, okay? 5 of Wands, in competition with you for your cup of abundance, your popularity, your harvest. Somebody wanted that. This person is up under judgment and they're not receiving it. Wow. Page of Pentacles. Okay, so this person, this Queen of Wands could have a child. She could have been trying to get her child to compete with you as well. I feel like this Queen of Wands is a psychic vampire and so is her child. You always see birds. Birds are messengers. Yeah, absolutely. Birds are messengers. So you got somebody draining your energy out. It feels like this Queen of Wands and her child. Now, how are they doing this? I'm kind of picking up that it's through gossip and slander. Oh, thank you, Sunny77DF. Let me know if you have a question, okay? They always used to fly into your windows. That's not a good sign. So when birds fly into your windows, it can mean one of two things. First of all, when the berries that are outside start to ferment and the birds eat the berries, they will be flying under the influence. Okay. I've had that happen before where a bird hits the window and it just scares the crap out of you, you know? And so literally, yeah, when that happens, you posted a hummingbird and your dog with codes yesterday. Oh, I love it. Yeah, when that happens, it's definitely something to get your attention that that something is going on. So I would also take the birds flying into the window as a sign that you need to look at something or someone. Because if, you know, birds are messengers, they're also, people call them monitoring spirits, but I feel like for the most part, God communicates to us through nature. So when we can pay attention to what type of bird is coming towards us. I had an experience where when I was living in the condo on the haunted burial grounds, there was like this open field that hadn't been developed like by the burial grounds. And there was this one day that I was driving and I looked up and I saw probably like 100 crows, like the most amount of crows I had ever seen in my whole entire life. And when I seen these crows, I was like, something is weird about this, because they were flying in a circle and they all, like a lot of them started falling to the ground. And I was deeply traumatized. But that was one of the ways that I figured out that witchcraft was being done on me, was through seeing those crows all falling like that. And I was like, what in the hell would cause that? And I got, oh, okay, witchcraft. I'm also hearing that somebody could have been trying to bind your left leg. Your left leg is like the tree of life. It's about receiving energy. So maybe they don't want you to move forward. Whoever these people are, they were definitely trying to limit and restrict you guys. And they were trying to put up intentional blockages. This is why they thought that they were going to be able to compete with you. But they also thought they were going to be able to steal your gifts and abilities, which is not possible. 3, look at that. So you guys have mastered something when it comes to these people. When it comes to these, I want to say that they're not really competition to you, but these people believe that they are. So, you know, hell hath no fury like somebody that thinks that they're somebody else's competition. And I'm not for sure why this person feels like you need to be stopped financially. I feel like this person's not popular. That's more about what this is. This is like somebody that has never evolved mentally from that high school mentality where they're still, you know, in the devil energy in the South Node. Oh, one day before your dad passed, you saw an owl flying. Owls are omens of death, and you never saw one before or after. Well, now you know that if you see, yes, absolutely. If you see an owl ever again, I would be calling your family members, like seriously, and checking in on everybody to make sure that they're okay. Yeah, they should have known better. They always have kept, yeah, and will continue to keep with their bad energy. Yeah, these people are in their South Node. They don't know who they are spiritually, because if they did, they would just tap into their own abundance. Like everybody has their own abundant energy. And it's truly, God blesses each and every one of us a little bit differently, but we all have the tools for us to fulfill our divine life purpose within ourselves already. We don't have to go outsource to anything else. I am like tasting fried chicken. So this person could eat a lot of fried chicken. Maybe they eat a lot of fried food. I have noticed that there are foods that are tied to abundance and prosperity. Any food that is shaped like a penis. I know that sounds ridiculous, but bananas, celery, carrots, okay, penis-shaped foods are very good for abundance. Basil, adding, if you're making tomato soup, add a little bit of basil, okay? And you can, and then another thing that's really good for making money is cinnamon. If you've got coffee in the morning, you can add a little bit of cinnamon to that. If you've got tea, you can add a little bit of cinnamon, depending on what type of tea. But cinnamon is a great for money, okay? Great for abundance. So there are things that you can do in the physical realm. Also, cleansing up your space, cleaning out your house, cleaning out your garage of things that you don't need. See, when we declutter, we're basically removing the stuff that we don't need, which makes more room for new things to come in. And so these people, they're going to stay on this demonic bullshit because this is what they feel gives them abundance, because these people do not have faith and trust in God. You put cinnamon in your coffee daily. I love it, Shaman Maria. That's awesome. I'm so glad that you're doing that. So somebody sees you, making friends, like literally attracting your soul tribe. And this person is up under judgment because they tried to block you. This person's not able to actually block you. Okay. And secondly, with the Reiki we did at the beginning, calling forth the beliefs and then cleansing that, the Holy Fire Reiki, the good thing about it is it will work on its own to cleanse up and remove this energy. You are in your era of Wheel of Fortune. This is your time to be on top of the wheel. And somebody feels like that's not fair. This Queen of Wands is like, when is it going to be mine time? This Queen of Wands, this parent, okay, that you're dealing with, this competitor, this person, their time was when they were younger. That's when their time to shine, their time to be in the spotlight, their time to be in the Wheel of Fortune. Their time was when they were younger, but they misused their power in some type of way. And so this is why they don't have a real time. And I know that sounds real sad, but so maybe this person's also got a genetic curse going on. Anytime that you try to curse a family member of yours or and this is what witchcraft practitioners will not tell you this. You told your moms a few months later, wow, yeah. Witchcraft practitioners will not say, they'll say, oh yeah, I'll do the cursing work. You want to curse your aunt, your uncle, your cousin, your so-and-so. I have an Uncle Joel who is like the most awesome spirit. He just came through. So yeah, when people go, okay, well, I'll curse your family for you. People don't realize that that's a curse on the bloodline confirmation. So anytime you try to curse a family member, and I get that this person wasn't even the one that did the curses confirmation. This person's mother's sister. Okay. So this person's aunt's actually the one that did the financial curses on the family. So you're dealing with people that are cursed basically. And they want you to be in the same position because you built a foundation with the number 4 here. You've also built something that is long lasting and it's protected with this divine light work that you do, which could be you writing your testimony. It could be singing, dancing, like acting. It could be whatever it is that you love to do and create. So yeah, when these witches and warlocks go, okay, well, I can curse that family member for you. That is never a good thing. And the good thing about, I would affirm this, it ends with me. No matter what the financial situation, blockage, or situation is, and I don't care where it started, what family member did it, because in the bigger picture, it's not even important. The most important thing is that you say it ends with me, and you take on the responsibility of being a generational curse breaker, which is why I love you guys, because you are those generational curse breakers. You're not going to just let this cycle keep going, where these people will let this cycle keep going because they are going to blame everything outside of themselves rather than looking within themselves for the answer. And the answer is always on the inside of you. And God will show you through visions, through nature, through birds coming to you, will show you signs. And because when I was living in the condo, and I've always been psychic, but I didn't believe in witchcraft. I just didn't. I thought it was woo-woo, and I thought it was not real, and I thought it was stuff of Hollywood. But then when I seen those 100 crows flying in circles, which I'll probably have to Google why they would even be doing that, and they started all falling to the ground, it terrified me. I went, what in the hell is going on that is causing all of these birds to just fall down like that. And then when I found out that it was witchcraft, I was like, oh, okay. And so I started to become more aware of what nature was trying to tell me. When you have ravens represent magic. When you have hawks represent the bird's eye view. It also represents a higher perspective on something. You guys are gaining a higher perspective when it comes to your finances and your ability to make money. And I feel like these people, they're just jealous that things are coming easily to you. These people feel like they have to work with the devil energy to get their needs met. And they feel like it's not fair that you don't have to do that. But this person doesn't understand that they don't have to work with the devil energy. All they have to do is be a generational curse breaker and be willing to break the curses that have been put on their lineage, basically. Everybody's got different generational curses. Some people have hair loss. Some people have money issues. Some people have love life issues. And so we all have generational curses that we have to break. I've never come across one person that I've never come across two people that are the same, and I've never come across somebody that doesn't have some form of generational curse to be broken. And so I do feel that once you become that's why awareness is such a key thing in life. When you can become aware of what's going on and what you're creating, then you can locate. So you can basically use the mind technique and go, okay, mind, when it comes to this generational curse of money, of financial blockages, financial chains, whatever it is, are there any thoughts or beliefs that I'm holding on to that are not serving me? That your mind goes, yeah, because there are beliefs that are pushed into you by negative entities that want you to think that you're poor, that God doesn't love you, that putting your faith in the Lord is stupid, like just dumb shit, right? And so you go, okay, well, all of the beliefs attached to this generational curse, let's go ahead and select those. And the mind goes, okay. And we go, are there any other beliefs, maybe ones that are similar? Welcome in, Supernatural 7, similar to the beliefs that are associated with this curse. The mind goes, yeah. And then you go, okay, let's select those. And then you ask yourself, does it serve me to hold on to these? No, it doesn't. So the mind then releases it. And that gives you and the reality an opportunity to shift and change. But if we still hold on to the traumas and beliefs that our parents held and their parents held about money, and some of our, all of us probably had people that were in the Great Depression. You know what I mean? People that went through, for some of you guys, you could have had people that went through the Holocaust. So, and that is so sad. It's such a sad thing. But knowing what your lineage is and your history is will help you, but it's not 100% necessary to get rid of a generational curse. Okay. So if you're like, I'm adopted, and like for me, I'm what do they call? I'm a mutt. I don't know what I am. I guess I could get genetically tested. And I just know that my family, both sides of my family, come from South Africa and from Zimbabwe. And beyond that, my birth mother was adopted in Zimbabwe. So I will probably, and she's dead. So I probably will never figure out what her side of the lineage was. But for those of you that don't know your history, that's okay. You can still go just by questioning yourself on the beliefs. Okay, there's a couple that you may have been broken. Good. And sometimes you guys, when you have family members that see that you've broken free of a generational curse, like it could be addiction, it could be money problems, you'll have that family member get real envious and jealous because they're still stuck in it. So you can always break things for yourself and for the people that come after you, but the people that already have come before you, they have to be the ones to break that for themselves. And some of the energy may be resolved, but if that person continues going through life thinking that they're unworthy or they're poor or whatever it is, then they'll keep attracting that same energy. Yeah, probably telling you to have a heads up. Absolutely. Yeah, to take a view of the bigger picture of why is this situation occurring? What is it within me that's drawing in this situation? Because it's always going to be something within the self that's causing something to happen, because we do create our realities with our thoughts and our beliefs. But the thing is we're creating 95% of our reality with our subconscious when we don't even know what's swimming around back there. That's why questioning the mind is a really good thing. When you see a hawk, you're getting a deep dive. You're getting like, just imagine how hawks can see things from being so high in the air, and then they dive down. Oh, really? Look, Rex Deus lineage in, wow, like in Da Vinci Code. Interesting. So yeah, 5. There's a lot of change coming your guys' way. You guys are going to remain this Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles type energy. I like the Queen of Pentacles because she's somebody that's very nurturing, down to earth. And take the gender out of tarot, because we've got both masculine and feminine energies within us. But each card in the tarot represents a stage of human life that we could go through. The Christ lineage, yeah, I seen something about that there's a whole group of people. You're descended from a black pope, really? That is so interesting. I did not know there was a black pope, but I don't study religion like that. But I always felt like the Da Vinci Code, that there was some type of truth in that, like straight up. And literally the Knights Templars. Yes. Wow, you guys, that is so cool. That is so cool. Also, some of you guys could be politically apart. This is why finding out your lineage would be helpful, but it's not necessary. You know how confirmation, you know how like the Rothschilds and stuff like that, there's like 13 families. If you were to find out that you were attached to one of those families, I would definitely be doing generational curse breaks. Chex Rex Deus. Okay, interesting. Your godfather punched Mussolini in the face. That is so funny. I forget who Mussolini was. See, I'm not up on my history. Like, I am not. But I will write down Rex Deus. And I did find out that there was a lineage. Of course, obviously, I believe that Mary Magdalene was pregnant with Sarah, Jesus's baby. She went to France. But I also do believe that there was a lineage that came off of that. Oh, he was a fascist dictator. Interesting. For some reason, I was thinking he was a painter or something. That's probably a different one. Wow. That is so funny, you guys. I had a, I mean, this is not really anything to brag about, but I had a great, like it was a certain amount of greats grandfather that was Hitler's personal chef in Poland. Say great, not God. Exactly. They were meant to say great, not God, literally. So just know that whatever the history is, and I do know that I've had family that's been tied to Nazism. So that's something I've had to break. You know, I'm not a racist person, but obviously, and what I kind of gathered from using my ability to look at the situation is like, if you were living in Germany and you were one of the German people, if you did not become a part of the Nazi regime, they would hunt you down and kill you, literally. And so my grandmother who passed away, she left Germany at the age of like 2 and came to South Africa, fled because the Nazis started to lose the war. And yeah, my family was really persecuted. You're always cleaning your subconscious. Good, you guys. Good. Yes. We're trying to just recalibrate ourselves so that we're in alignment for the assignment, right? And the fact is that you guys are in alignment for the assignment. 2, you're taking steps. Look, Queen of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. This is a good vibration. The King of Pentacles is what makes the King of Pentacles different than the Queen is the King of Pentacles is somebody who likes to make deals, like business deals, financial deals, basically any type of deal that you could think of. They have the ability to do that. They have the stability to do that. So I do get that you guys are very hardworking people. You'd never give up on yourself, and you have not forgiven. You've not forgiven these people yet, but there will be a time to forgive these people. A Russian dictator, really. Good. You guys believe in God and Christ? Good. I want you guys to believe in yourselves as well. And know that God, how you connect with God is going within. I mean, I'm not telling anybody not to do religion, but the fastest way to connect with God is to go within the self. Yeah, that's amazing that he was punched by a relative, literally. Oh, but you're not a Jew? That's okay. You know, the Jewish people, they're very financially successful. That is one thing that I do not feel like they're limited when it comes to finances. And I think it's kind of ironic how the world wanted to enslave the Jews, whether it was in Egypt or in Germany. They wanted to enslave the Jews because the Jews are hard workers. They've always been hard workers and very successful people. If we believe that the pyramids were created by the Jews, which I don't, I think that there was extraterrestrial something going on. So that's another thing that we're going to talk about, how higher dimensional beings can affect the way that you feel, affect the way that you think. You're Italian Irish. They can also affect yeah, and I would just be going through saying that if there's anything in my lineage, my past, the ancestors before me, this is why communicating with your ancestors is so good. You're a total mutt, so am I. Yeah, there's still more that you have to break and probably become aware of. A lot of you guys are part of Christ's lineage. Like Jesus is a literal ancestor, okay? Christ is real. Yeah, you know, because you saw him while you had a heart attack. Absolutely, Jesus is real. I definitely believe that Jesus is real for sure. And I do believe in Christ consciousness. I feel the way that Jesus is going to come back is through everybody on the planet, or at least a large group of us, gaining that Christ consciousness that he had attained. And transcending death, you know, having an ascension. You've done magic, shit be real. Yeah, I'm totally for doing magic on yourself. Like that's just working on your spiritual self and doing it with the most high God, it becomes the most powerful. But you guys are dealing with people that they don't do magic on themselves. Yes, Christ consciousness is the second coming. That's exactly what I believe too. And what I've seen with my ability. So you're dealing with people that they blow through money real fast. And then not only that, these people have a lot of money wounds and they're trying to project their energy onto you. So you may want to be like, God, if there's anybody projecting the way that they feel onto me, please make me aware of that person, you know, so that I can release that energy that's not mine, those thoughts and beliefs that are not mine. These people have to walk away from trying to make you poor. They really do. The thing is that you were not born poor. I don't care what situation you were born into. You were born with gifts and abilities that money cannot buy. You cannot just go purchase a book and gain a supernatural power. You can't just because God only gives gifts to people that he trusts, that he knows personally. And I don't think that God is a male. I just say that because it's the verbiage that we use. Obviously, God is beyond what we can perceive. Yeah, you guys could be dealing with people that are mad that you're financially free. And financial freedom doesn't mean necessarily 100% wealth. To be honest, I think people that have extreme amounts of wealth, they become targets for other people. And I also feel like it's difficult for them to live their lives because they have to try to hold on to that money. Financial freedom is like you being able to go anywhere at any time and being able to not have to pay for things. That I would rather have that. Well, I guess I would like to have both, but I would rather have financial freedom, I think, you know. And so a lot of you guys need to revoke any past life vows or agreements, that vows of poverty that you've created in any other lifetime, because a lot of times you guys will have lifetimes where you were monks, nuns, and people that had to denounce physical wealth. Okay. So just basically saying, yeah, just simple. Yeah. I'm a minimalist, literally. I don't go chasing after Lamborghinis and all this other nonsense. I've learned, it took one experience of having something that I wanted and it being broken, somebody breaking it. It took one experience for me to detach from the having to have this and that. You know what I mean? If there's something that I really want, I'll save up for it. But, you know, people that have past life wounds, they can be very frugal with money, or they could be the opposite of that. They could either spend a lot. You're dealing with these people that keep trying to project their energy onto you, or people that go through money. Like they buy a bunch of things that they don't need, basically. Like a bunch of shit that they don't need. That's not going to really help them benefit their life. And so I do believe in asking the universe for what you need to come through, asking God, asking the universe, asking your spiritual team to help you. But I don't believe that confirmation. I believe that God is going to give you the things that you need in life. Maybe it won't be everything that you want, but you'll find out that some of the things you wanted, you don't actually want, or you don't actually need. No, Rex Deus. Yeah, I did write it down. And I get that there's some type of genetic code that comes with that. It could be financial freedom. One. See, I'm all about being thrifty and stuff like that. People may think that I'm really lame for that, but it's just, it's just the way that I feel about it. I don't feel any attachment to clothing and stuff like that. They either are Christ. Yeah, I get that they are Christ descendants. These people are blocked. They're blocked from making money in the way that you do. So maybe somebody is trying to do what your divine life purpose is, thinking that they're going to get paid the same, but they don't have the gift. Both of these people, this person and their child, they don't have this gift that you possess. So there's one reason that they're not able to just manifest cash. You guys have an actual financial storage bank in the spirit that you just need to start pulling into the physical world. Somebody does not want you to know about that. I just felt that it was like, boom, trying to block that information that you guys do have a spiritual bank that you can tap into. In fact, there is, let me find the part that talks about the spiritual bank so that you can understand it and how it works. $131. Okay, we're going to read about the spiritual bank. Money isn't everything to you, exactly, but it is an important part of life. So I'm going to read this part to you. It says, so how do we mold our reality to have the things or experiences we want if we are not consciously attempting to create them by focusing on them? The mind has been registering the things that we have been focusing on, like bank deposits, experiences that make us feel positive or negative. We become magnets to those things that we have deposited, joyful or negative, by where we place our focus. Yeah, where attention goes, energy flows. Just know that. The thing that keeps us magnetized to the negative deposits is the thought, belief, or emotion that was connected to it. Most people spend more time focusing on what they don't like, job, relationship, and lifestyle. This process draws more of these negative types of experiences, which lowers our frequencies. When saying, I don't want this or that, or no more of this or that, the mind only records that our focus is on this or that, the negative item. So that is what we get more of. Example, Steve has been so impressed with the idea of having a convertible car that he could see himself sitting behind the wheel, cruising down the road with the top down, the wind blowing through his hair, the stereo cranked up, feeling such joy at the thought. He even contemplated that red would be a fun color. I would say don't get a red car because it's the most commonly pulled over car is red. This was a very powerful creation moment that was deposited into his spiritual bank. Now, another example, Ellen owned a car that she liked, all except for the dent in the rear bumper. Every time she came out of her car, she saw it and wished she had the money to get a new bumper. This was a reoccurring creation moment or deposit. Without knowing it, she was creating two experiences. One day she was driving along when someone runs into the back of her car. Experience one, she had focused so many times on not liking the dented bumper that she had drawn another accident into her creation. Experience two, she had wished for a new bumper so many times that now the wish is being fulfilled, but she had a belief that prevented it from manifesting with peace. There is not enough money. Having it happen this way matched the frequency she was outputting. Does that make sense? By basically, it's not necessary to consciously create items, peoples, and experiences into our creation. Deposits happen automatically by focusing on something that gives us a positive or negative response feeling. It's not about focusing on the people, experiences, and things we want in our life. It's about how that thing makes us feel. Hopefully it makes us feel good. So that is what you will be emitting to the universe. The universe will then bring experiences that match those feelings into your reality, if it's not being blocked by some belief that you hold. Okay, so that is the spiritual bank. That's basically what I'm talking about. All of the things that you've put in there. You've been being blocked from certain areas. I feel like for you, Sculpted Slug, and for a lot of you, it's about finding out about your purpose. Somebody is definitely trying to block you from standing in your power. 3, from mastering something. You guys are too strong for this. You're very strong. You guys are going to get through this just fine. These people are in major regret. Whatever they did with this last moon, it's backfired. It was supposed to limit your abundance, and this person stalks you continuously so they can see that you're still getting abundance. Also, there may be somebody here trying to get you kicked out of a home. This is also going to backfire. The star. See, your star power is so strong that it will pull in new experiences for you. Every time you tap into your star, you're basically tapping into that wellspring of ideas that you possess and that skill set that you have. And I do feel like whoever this person that's been trying to get you kicked out of a house or make you homeless, this person is about to be in that situation. They're crying over spilt milk because you got the Ace of Pentacles, baby, coming in. This means a lot of money, a lot of financial success, a lot of happiness. When you have the Ace of Pentacles, why the aces are better than the tens is because the aces come from God, which means when you work for God, your pennies come from heaven, right? The Hierophant. So these people are about to go to a Hierophant if they haven't gone to this Hierophant group. This could be a religious community, okay? They're going to ask this religious community or this Hierophant group for assistance financially. This could be like a bank lender, whatever those people are called, people that give loans. These people, when they go to the bank, even though they may have, well, actually, I get that this person's bankrupt. They're going to go to the bank and try to get a loan to get a house. But because they've set out magic into the universe to block your home, these people are going to be blocked. This Hierophant is not going to give this person a loan, which is smart for them because this person would not pay the loan back. They have a history of borrowing money and not paying it back, okay? That's the type of energy you're dealing with. The Magician, literally. Because you can magically defend yourself, these people are going to fall on their faces. And it's going to be sad. I never want to see anybody without a home. Like that shit really bothers me and it makes me feel uncomfortable. And so even though this is an enemy to you, somebody that's very envious and jealous, we still don't want to see people suffering. And I do feel like these people think that it's unfair that you're being allowed to continue to have success. They also feel like you're doing black magic. Okay. I doubt that you guys are doing black magic. How did you conjure a djinn? I don't know how. Maybe you have to buy a lamp. I don't know. All I know is about Aladdin and the djinn. But yeah. And djinns, okay, I heard somebody say, I don't know, it was on some type of video. You seen crows over one house. I saw somebody say that djinns are not negative. I have never met a djinn that was not mischievous. And the one djinn that I did meet wanted me to free it. It was literally the djinn from Aladdin. And I came this close to freeing it. I almost did it. And then I was like, wait a minute. No, something doesn't feel right. And I checked and it was like, oh, the thing would have wreaked havoc on the world. So yeah, I don't know how djinns are conjured or anything like that. I just know that my interaction with them, they've come to me naturally for some reason. It all stays with them forever. Yeah. From the Picatrix. A Picatrix is like some type of coded thing, isn't it? So yeah, you've got the Four of Wands. You guys have already completed a project. You're about to have a lot of money flowing to you. Whatever this book you're writing, whatever this is that you're doing, this is going to bring profitable energy to you. Energy that will, like royalties, that will continue to bring in more energy. The lesser banishing ritual. Yeah, I don't think that the banishing ritual is a negative thing. But I do feel like, I don't know how I feel about banishing work. I feel like sometimes it could be called for and it could be needed. But if you don't resolve the issue within yourself, it'll be really hard to banish something that's on the outside of you, if that makes sense. You have to banish it within yourself, and then you'll see it disappear. Oh, welcome in, Ali. All eyes on me, Kel213. I hope you're having a good day. Yes, you're quite learned, but you don't practice because it's so dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing, it could be dangerous. Yeah, absolutely. When my book is done being published, which should be soon here, there is I have a spell that you can do with the Most High God for all of the major arcana cards. So to create justice, for the Wheel of Fortune, to manifest money and good luck, all that stuff. So you guys will be able to have access to that. So the Six of Pentacles energy here, see, if this person did take out any loans with any other business people, they have to pay that back in payments. This is going to cause these people to have to be beggars. Not only do they have a bad spending habit, but they have a bad habit of cursing other people and trying to mess with other people's finances. See, the reason that these people will not be able to mess with your financial stability is because you've completed a purpose, a part of your destiny. You've completed a Four of Wands. So I'm going to tell you what these people are about to do next. Okay. The moment that they realize that they cannot block you from gaining prosperity, they're going to try to take y'all to court. Okay. Over something that's non-existent, which will then give you the opportunity to sue these people for a lot of money. You know, Eight of Wands. These people are going to go to the crossroads and make another offering, and it's going to be denied. I mean, why do people go to the crossroads? That's where the demons are, literally. I would just stay away from probably the railroad tracks and the crossroads at night, you know, literally. What is the demon that's of money? Mammon. So the demon Mammon, he created slavery, the concept of slavery, owning people and shit like that. Yeah, some of you may have depending on what your lineage is, if you guys were slaves at any point, you could have ancestral memories that need to be cleared. So we call forward any ancestral memory or trauma that has occurred within the lineage, known and unknown, seen and unseen, and we give that to the Holy Fire Reiki to be transformed. Okay, so that we can liberate ourselves and liberate our ancestors. The thing that people don't understand when they do magic, because these people were doing moon magic, is that the moon waxes and it wanes, which means it gets bigger and it gets, countersuing, exactly. It gets bigger and it gets smaller. So that's not a good cycle to try to work with money. If you want to work with money, work with the sun. The sun will always, like whatever you plant, the sun, even the light of the moon is a reflection of the sun, okay? Also, somebody is trying to wire your mouth shut. They don't want you to be able to share your knowledge for some reason. I feel like this has to do with more about your guys' Christ consciousness than anything. Whoever this person is, they don't want you telling the truth on them. And all these people have to do is not stalk you and watch you. Like, it's the number 2, which is a feminine number, which just confirms the Queen of Wands. All these people have to do is not compete with you and not stalk you and not watch you and not try to block you. But you're dealing with people that are extremely burdened. These people have a lot of financial burdens and they want to blame you for why they're burdened, but you are not the one sitting there signing all these fraudulent checks. You are not the one stealing somebody's identity. And you definitely were not the one doing witchcraft on somebody else's finances. So I don't know why people want to blame you. Like, what the hell do you have to do with these people being a failure? And these people could look at their parents and know that they're a failure. This is why I feel like you're dealing with unhealed people, you know? Yes, you're not telling anything secret. Exactly. Yeah, nothing is ever attached that stays with the person. It's like these people wanted to latch onto you and drain you of everything that you had. And because they're not able to do that, these people are pissed off. Okay. They want revenge. The Hermit. They also felt like by isolating you, because you guys have been isolated, they felt like by isolating you that they were cutting you off from being able to make any new opportunities. And all this did by you going into hermit mode was keep you safe from the opportunities that would have destroyed you, that these people were sending. Because these people want you to, meet up with them. Be really aware of somebody calling you out of the blue, wanting to meet up with you, wanting you to go out, and be really aware of somebody wanting you to sign something. Okay. These people have a long trail of evidence behind them showing them that they are basically responsible for this identity theft crap. It's crap. There are also things that you can do, like affirmations, when it comes to money. Yeah, Jesus is our bro, man. Literally. And I want you guys to know that just like how the people crucified Jesus and came for Jesus, the reason that you guys are dealing with people like this is because you hold that same energy, Yes, I was Lucifer, but I'm not. I mean, that was a past life. I was also Loki. But, like I said, if I can fix my relationship with God, so can you. Anybody can. Just depends how much you want to reconnect with the Most High and do right. And just remember, even the devil works for God. Everything in creation works for the Most High, because everything that's in creation is a part of the Most High. So, you guys having the light of God within you, that morning star energy, that light of rebellion that makes you question things, that makes you question people like this, that's not a negative thing. This is why Lucifer was not destroyed, and Lucifer has already been redeemed. That had been done a long time ago. People just don't update the Bible with any type of new content because it goes against, like, the Vatican straight up has evidence of this, what I'm talking about, but they don't want to update the Bible because there's too many things in these other texts that they have that counteract what the church has said. And finally, the church just recently came out with going within and having a personal relationship with God is like possible, which is absolutely possible. And that's what Jesus was doing. So it's like more of living how Jesus lived rather than basically praying that Jesus is going to come save you, right? Ace of Swords. You guys are so protected. Literally, this protection comes from God. It's protecting your crown there. And this protection is like not going to be revoked. There's nothing that you could do that is going to take this protection over your life away. It's all over the internet. Lots of videos on this. Literally, there's nothing that you can do that's going to, and these people really feel like you've done something to them. And all you've done is succeed. Like literally, you've succeeded through the obstacles and hurdles that these people have placed in front of you. That's all you've done. You've not done anything personal to them. These people are taking your success way too personally. Six of Cups, literally. You've been protected since you were a child. Literally. These people, why they're so upset is because they don't have the same type of protection. Whatever these people have been engaging in, it stripped them of their protection, and their ancestors have abandoned them. This is why they can't regenerate anything. These people also felt it was necessary to try to burden you, which is ridiculous. Yeah, a lot of you guys are famous in the spirit. And this is when this transition of power where the first will be last and the last will be first. You're going to find that you guys become very popular and very famous while these celebrities decrease in popularity, literally. Yeah, I feel like I'm a nobody sometimes, but then I remember who I've been, who I am, who I've always been, and the overwhelming evidence of who I've been throughout my entire life and all of the things that I've overcome. There was a part of my consciousness that was still being tied to a rock with a snake dripping venom on my head for a very long time. And the effects of that in this world literally reached me. I was having parts of my skin just completely be distorted, and I had to really work to clear that shit and to get out of that situation. So I can guarantee, it doesn't matter what you've been through, you can get past it. And one of the biggest telltale signs was that the paint on my car was like chipping off. Just crazy weird. And I figured out, I looked in the mirror one time, I see this snake and it's over my head and it's biting my skull and sinking its fangs into me. and the venom and everything. I mean, that was one of the worst spiritual torture experiences that I've ever had. That was probably one of the worst. When I figured out that I was Shemyaza, that was another one with a snake and I love snakes. Snakes are like beloved animals to me. I actually love them, and I used to breed them. So I'm like not afraid of snakes, but at the same time, having these spiritual experiences where you tap into your higher self, and everybody's higher self has had good experiences, has been somebody that's like Jesus, and then bad experiences. You know what I mean? Yeah, you swing both ways. We all do. And so we're supposed to be becoming more neutral, which that's what life gives us the ability to do. But yeah, when I was drawing in all of the fallen watchers, and I put them back on their path, and now they're helping the planet in ways that I could have never. Yeah, I don't conjure jinns. I don't know. I honestly do not know how the whole jinn thing works. But yeah, I've experienced them, but I don't understand. I don't understand how it works, to be honest. And when I was dealing with jinns and I didn't know why, okay, because I can see them where most people can't see them. I can see them. When I was dealing with them, I was having to pray from the Quran, which is a book that I have not read the entirety of it. I've only read the parts that are about jinns because, yeah, I still don't understand it. But if you guys gain any knowledge on that, like how is it possible for jinns to like appear? I don't know. They're Middle Eastern spirits. Oh, what sort of Egyptian magic was it? I have no idea. I have no idea. I've only encountered other clients that have had jinn problems, and then I've had to clear the jinn problem from them having the jinn problem. But yeah. So you guys are dealing with people that are, going into homelessness. That's their energy. While you're being protected by Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael and Lucifer are twin flames. This is why repairing your relationship with your twin flame is so important. I've always been obsessed with Archangel Michael since I was a little girl. And you don't even believe in magic the first time. I did not believe that magic was real. I thought that it was woo-woo until literally I've realized that it was not woo-woo. But yeah, you guys are protected by Archangel Michael. You've also been guided since you were a child. And this twin flame reunion energy is going to happen. It's protected. You're meant to reunite with, somebody you shared a body with and a consciousness with. And there's nothing that these people that wanted to block you can actually do about that. There's nothing that they can do about that. And so I would say that, if you guys find out that you are dealing with a jinn type spirit, what I had to do from encountering, I was reading for a client that was in India, but he was dealing with jinns. Okay. Well, his mother was dealing with jinns. And so it was a few different types of spirits I had to figure out. The Quran did work. Okay. Reading it did work, and it got me free of that energy. But as far as how to do magic, I don't really have a lot of knowledge on that. I can't help you with that part. Wow, he was in AA. Well, at least somebody getting help. I don't agree with people saying that, oh, I'm an alcoholic and I'm helpless to this substance, but I do agree with people getting help. So this spying energy that these people are doing, somebody is trying to like crucify you. That is like when what Jesus is showing me is like Jesus is saying, literally the same way that the people came for Jesus, these people are coming for you. This is why they're behaving like this. You're not an idiot. Don't say that. You guys don't say things that are negative about yourself. Because literally what you've been dealing with, why people have been turning on you like this is because you've been dealing with people. They see the light of God within you, at one point, Revelations 22, what is it? 22:16, 22:13, talks about Jesus saying, I will return. I am the morning star. Like I am the great morning star. So literally, yes, Christ is eternally young and beautiful, eternal. Yeah. Eternal peace. I think another thing that bothers these people is that you have a promise that God made to you of eternal peace and happiness, where these people, they turned away from God. And so they're not being offered the same thing. But if they would just repent you know, like I've repented. I'm not a perfect person. I will never tell people I'm perfect, but I will tell you that it doesn't matter where you're at in life. God will meet you where you're at, you know, and it takes a lot to get God to not shield you from the karma that you create. These people, they have a lot of negative karma because they won't stop monitoring you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, you guys. I love you too. This Six of Swords energy is what I'm talking about. They're monitoring you, monitoring your success so that they can find a way to take you to court. Now, this could be physical court and it could be spiritual court. Like these people keep trying to put you up under judgment, and God's like, no, I've already put my child in position to receive a blessing, and they will receive that blessing. These people also could be trying to fight their landlord. I mean, that's not smart. I feel like these people were not given the same opportunity as you because for some reason this Queen of Wands doesn't have a twin flame, and they're facing jail time. You know, all of this defamation of your character, you're going to sue this person, and they may have to go to jail if they can't pay. Because for me, the people that were slandering me, the weird ass Mormons and whatever fucking other weird nonsense people, and they were slandering me to the extreme to where I could not go anywhere and get a job. Yeah, they want to crucify you. That's exactly it. Literally, I couldn't go anywhere and get a job. It basically destroyed my life. So you have to look at it as these people are trying to play with your livelihood, and they, you know, do not care that they're having a negative impact, basically. So yeah, what I love about being the morning star is that the light of the morning star comes up before the sun does. So it's all about prophecy, basically. The energy of the morning star is about knowing things before they happen. Because if you look at Greek mythology, Apollo is the sun, and everything that the sun touches, Apollo knows about, right? And literally, when that sun comes up, the morning star comes up before it, which means that light of the morning star is reflected onto the planet, and it shows us prophecy. It shows us what's going to happen, where our creation is directed, basically. Knight of Pentacles. So there is somebody that's been working diligently to try to get you guys locked up, but this is not going to work due to the fact that, first of all, you guys don't do anything to get locked up. And secondly, you're not in any type of debt. Like, you don't have a serious karmic debt like these other people do. These people are in the Nine of Swords. You know, they can't get out of bed. These people they're afraid, like, just like how you can speak the truth on something, these people are afraid to do that because their truth is not good. It's not a good truth. It's not about redemption. These people are in the Five of Pentacles. They could be weeping because they won't have a place to live soon. I mean, this is what they were trying to do to you. If you had gotten kicked out of a place, it's this ostracization, crucifying energy. And just remember that if Jesus really died for our sins, or for basically, it was so that nobody else would have to be put up under judgment and be crucified, like straight up, you know, and that is the honest to God truth. That is the honest to God truth. And people will really these people want to blame you because you're not in the same position as them, but you have not created foolish actions. You have not, you have not been a foolish person. Maybe you haven't made the best choices in life. Everybody makes mistakes, but you learn from your decisions. These people, they don't learn from, you can turn into Lilith so easily. Exactly. I've got like 6 wives in hell, and one of them's on the earth. So, I, on a day-to-day basis, go into hell. When I go to sleep, I go into hell, and I rule hell. When I came to this planet, to Earth, I left my daughter to rule hell. And then I'm sitting there working in the Crystal Day, and who walks in the store? My daughter. And I'm like, I thought you were in hell. I thought you were. And she remembers me, obviously. She's like, hey, Dad. Hey, Mom. Seriously. No joke. And it gets even weirder because she is so beautiful. She is so beautiful. I was looking at pictures of, I think, Lilith, and a picture somebody painted of her wearing her little nun outfit came up, and I sent it to her, and I was like, yo, obviously somebody already has seen you, and they sent you, like they created this painting of you, which is just wild. Yeah, it's funny how these people never learn. Well, they're about to learn. They're about to experience this shit firsthand, that they don't, these people were very foolish. Yeah, they wanted your 10 of Pentacles. They wanted that stability energy to come to them. And these people also want a twin flame journey, but that's not part of their path. I think that these people would have sacrificed their twin flame had they been given the option. This is why. Yeah, you're not even that really good. I'm glad that you're not upset. Literally, like when I say, when you guys walk away from people, places, and things that don't serve you, you're basically leaving behind toxicity. So that's not a loss. That's like a gain. That's a major gain for you guys. All right, let's see what else comes out before we shut down the reading. The Chariot. Oh my gosh, these people are going to jail. So you guys could be overcoming an illness, a mental illness, something that was literally slapped on you, okay, by other people's perspective. You guys could also be overcoming, a lot of disrespect that these people were putting you through. You can feel their anger and agitation. These people are very upset. They're very upset, and you're probably going to get some good news soon that these people are out of the way. Literally. You may also get some good news that you have an inheritance, like a home, something that was left to you. These people were trying to keep knowledge away from you. They didn't want you finding out about an inheritance that's already yours, literally. And you came, you came in to this lifetime with this soul contract, this love soul twin flame contract. Like, this is something that you came into this lifetime with, the Lovers, right? Okay, that's something you came into this lifetime with. And so I feel like this is something that's going to be a part of your destiny. Does that make sense? This is a for sure thing. I mean, for me, I could look at Archangel Michael and I know that that's my twin flame. I already know that. But for you guys, your love union is being protected by Archangel Michael and by the angels of love, which is like Archangel Chamuel as well. These people, they're envious because, first of all, they don't have an inheritance. They don't have a large sum of money. These people also, and no, I don't discriminate against anybody, but these people also, and I love people of all walks of life. I think that people are attractive of every melanated and non-melanated. So I'm not whatever it's called. But you came in, these people are envious and jealous because you came in this lifetime with this divine soul love contract. And you also came in this lifetime with a 10 of Pentacles, with this being insured to you, having a place in this planet to live. And everybody deserves to have their own place to live. Like, I really do believe that everybody deserves their own home. I feel like that we should not have homeless people, even though I know some homeless people want to be homeless. They don't want a responsibility of a house, but Elon Musk is supposed to be creating free energy for us. So hopefully he gets his shit together, but we'll see. Nobody's perfect, And the thing is that we do create a pathway for ourselves. We line ourselves up, 7 chakras and 7 archangels. Absolutely. And then for each chakra and each archangel, there is a crystal that you can use. Like Archangel Michael is lapis lazuli. And then I'm getting a lot of pushback with my throat. So maybe there's somebody that's afraid of your truth. Maybe they're afraid of you speaking the truth on them, because you may reveal that these people are fraudulent criminals. I mean, it is what it is. They are, though. Like, they are. You have a collaboration. You guys have a soul tribe that's attracted to you, that knows who you are, that is not going to back down. And these people may very well, you may have a group of people come forward and tell you who was attacking you. It's not so that you attack them back, because that you don't want to engage in warfare with anybody. This is why prayer is so useful. When you use prayer, it's basically you are literally screaming in your car. Sometimes that's the only place you can scream. When I was living in the condo on the Indian Burial Mounds, people had their ears to the walls, and there was no insulation in the walls, none whatsoever. And I know that because the walls had to be broken down because I had a flood. Just horrible shit, and there was mold in the walls anyways, so I had the walls broken down. There was no fucking insulation in them. Just ridiculous. Yeah, we don't want to be in warfare with them. Literally, these people are headed to jail. They're in trouble. They're about to be harshly judged by this Knight of Swords or King of Swords person. Yeah, King of Swords, Knight of Swords. So there may be a Knight of Swords as well that's going to be going down for this. And I keep hearing stolen inheritance, Seven of Pentacles. These people were trying to turn your finances upside down so that you would be in a position of lack and they would be in a confirmation, a position of abundance. You cut these people off at the correct time. You know, the Queen of Wands, this is the person that's behind it. The Queen of Swords energy is somebody who's been very emotionally hurt, but they're also somebody that knows who they are and knows when the time is to cut other people off. Stalker schemes. That's exactly it. All right, let's get a conclusion. What does the collective need to know moving forward? And is there anything that they need to do? 4, you have stability. You have a foundation that's already been built. You're moving forward. These people are not going to be able to stop you. They're not going to be able to block you, and they're not going to be able to take anything from you. Good. I'm so proud of you guys for forgiving them. Yeah, forgiving people doesn't mean you let them back in your life. It just means that you don't hold on to any type of grudge towards them, because you holding on to a grudge is the same thing as connecting a cord to them. 6 of Wands, public success, being rewarded, fame, and recognition. This is what's coming your way. This is inevitable for you. This is inevitable. This is just going to be the outcome of your work being rewarded. And you had to cut these people off so you could gain this public fame and recognition and reward. You know, the sun energy, this is your disposition. You guys are generally happy people. You're not depressed people. It takes a lot to get you in a bad mood. So remember that when you are in a bad mood, like, what were the steps that were taken to get me here? And then if it's not your energy, cancel and rebuke it and send it back to them. You know, sending somebody's energy back to them is not an attack. Okay. If their energy was an attack, this energy may attack them. But that's not you attacking them. That's just you saying, look, I'm going to take responsibility for my energy, but for somebody else's energy, I don't want to take responsibility for that. Since my consciousness is not in their body creating their thoughts for them, I'm not going to take responsibility for what they're manifesting. Does that make sense? You will forgive when they stop everything. I would just forgive yourself now and know, yeah, the police, of course, and know that these people will eventually be stopped. They'll be stopped by an outside source. You guys have the world opening up to you. Okay. This is like you literally sharing your light work with the world. These people are going to be super disappointed. They're going to be very sad about that. Oh, well, they might want to just get over it, because complaining to the universe about you being successful is not going to make these people successful. You guys are using your high priestess ability for the better, where these people had, you know, they don't have a high priestess ability, but they were trying to utilize the devil in the way that you would just use a natural gift that you already have. Yes. Oh, devil. Yeah. Behind veil. I love that. I love that. Literally. For me, I do not fear demons. I do not fear anything that's low vibrational. I understand it. Okay. There was a point in my time where I felt like I was low vibrational, where I wasn't thinking positive thoughts. Just know that you will go through ups and downs in life, but what creates the content of your character are the words and the actions that you take behind your intention. And if you've got a good intention, things are going to work out good. If you've got a bad intention, things may not work out the best. So know that when you align your reality with your affirmations, with the thoughts and beliefs that you have, and you're basically getting in alignment for your assignment. They are jinns. Who knows? Who knows? I don't understand jinns, to be honest. Like, I know they have like a separate realm that they live in, but I don't understand how it all works. I have listened to Scheherazade, which is the story where there's a lot of jinns in that story, but it's I don't know, they sound like extraterrestrials, like how they can take people from one side of the planet to the other. So when I look at like people that they call them gods or whatever, I'm looking at it through the lens of these things are extraterrestrials. That's like literally what I think. All of the Hindu gods, all of that stuff, I believe that they were extraterrestrials. Knight of Cups. So just be aware that there may be somebody coming in to fraudulently offer you a love, like a romantic offer. Okay. You're going to sniff this person out because they're going to be like, oh, I'm here to save you. I'm your person, blah, blah, blah. When you actually meet your real person, they're not going to say no weird shit like that. Oh, your dog and the neighbor dog are talking to each other. I love it. Literally. Yes. Okay, so let's get a conclusion. What else do we need to know? That these people are running from themselves. Ultimately, these people are going to have to flee. I mean, they have not only people that they owe debts to, but they have the courts that they have to deal with, and these people have tried to mislead the police, thinking that the police could be manipulated with witchcraft. They could, but the thing is that God is more powerful than the police and witchcraft altogether. So God has literally cleaned something up for you here so that, you know, these people are going to be very discontented and bored, which is the reason that they decided to do this shit anyways. If these people had actually things to go through in their lives, you know, before attacking you, they would have been consumed with their own problems. But these people are like mainly projecting. They want you, they don't want to see you in this era of, because for some reason, and you guys will have to explain to me, you know, yeah, exactly. Lucifer is not the devil. Exactly. Sits behind the veil. It's exactly it. That's exactly how my higher self feels. So this 10 of Cups energy that you possess, for some reason, and you guys will have to explain to me why this is, because I don't really know. I mean, I can ask what it is, but why is it you purchasing a home or you being at peace and contentment is causing these people to be in the Four of Swords, a funeral? What is it? What's going on here that you being successful means that they fail? Like that is a literal weird thing. And it doesn't make any sense unless one of these people were doing a destiny swap. The reverse of that destiny swap would mean that these people have to live in their own energy and you get to live in your authentic energy, and that these people were trying to steal that authentic energy that you had, literally and verbatim, literally trying to steal that energy and pass it off like their own. So that's the only thing that could make sense as to why your success would cause somebody else to have a downfall. But yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it's like it's weird. It's really weird. And so that's why I think it could be a destiny swap gone wrong, but I also feel like it doesn't make sense because there was a Queen of Wands and a Page of Pentacles. How could more than one person split up one person's destiny? Does that make sense? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. And this is why when covens and cults attack you guys, that's another thing that I'm wanting to know is like how, oh, welcome in, Stormy TMT. Oh, thank you. Blessings to you as well. That's one thing that I want to know is how is a group of people going to divide one person's destiny up? Like if they're trying to steal somebody's blessings, who gets the blessing? You know what I mean? You're feeling the split. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. This is why I don't study witchcraft, but I know that, you know, it can backfire horribly. And that's basically what we're seeing here. These people might actually have to go to a funeral. That would be really, really fucking sad. Like for them to have, like, because I want you guys to know that these people that came against you had multiple opportunities to stop attacking you. Not only that, they were told by the universe, they were told by the Most High through nature, okay, in nature and visions, and they were told by another advisor to stop attacking you. And these people, they maybe lied to this advisor, but they continue to attack you. And so it's like, why wouldn't they just stop? That's what I want to know. They felt the need to bully you, try to bully you out of your position so that they could fill it. The thing is that if this person tried to sit in your throne, God would not allow that. Not only that, these people, they want the rewards from the work that you've created. How, riddle me that. How is that possible? even if these people copycatted you, they're not going to receive the same reward that you receive, because it's not what they're supposed to be doing. These people are supposed to be minding their business and working on themselves, not trying to fulfill somebody else's destiny while ignoring their own. You've been hearing death. The death card didn't come out, but with that Four of Swords, I am literally seeing somebody's death. And that's probably the most tragic shit ever. Them being warned, premeditatedly warned not to do this to you, and they did it anyways. And they were told what was going to happen to them. What your ancestors were going to do to these people is not pretty. Just because you're not a murderer does not mean that you don't have an ancestor that was. Like, straight up. This is why I think that people, who is the person typing and removing the comments? I don't know. The YouTube does a weird, they monitor the comments, and they just don't allow some to come through. I don't know what their system and their method is it's some AI system of the comments. But literally, these people were told what was going to happen if they did this moon magic on you. They told that it was going to backfire, and they decided to do it anyways. They took a major risk coming for you, trying to crucify you. These people took a major risk, and they really offended your spiritual team, and they really offended the ancestors, and they really offended, some of you have heavy hitters like Ra. They offended these other deities that all work under the Most High God. And these people were not ever going to be prepared to have to face Ra or Sekhmet or any of these other deities, or even you, because you guys may look small in the physical, but you're really big in the spirit. So just learn to know your power and learn to know your energy, so that you can go, okay, like, I clear myself of any negative energy that I picked up from anyone else. Then after your higher self comes through and clears that energy, you can go, okay, now how am I feeling? If you don't check in with yourself, like, I always check my chakras. If I start to get a headache or a stomach ache, I will straight up check my chakras, and I'll be like, okay, what's going on with my chakra? And then I go immediately to, what was I just doing? What was I focusing on? What was I thinking? What was I believing? Who was I talking to? And literally, through going through that assessment of questions, I'll be able to figure out why a chakra is not performing at full strength. And then I'll do something to actually clear that energy, resolve it, and bring it back to full strength. So when you guys are going through this process of recalibrating your systems, know that water is very important, okay? Water is very important. Why do I say that? Because our bodies are made up of 70-something% water. And literally, when our vibration is trying to rise on the inside of us, if we don't have, this is why blessing your water, praying over your water, you could put selenite on your water bottle, but don't put it in your water because it dissolves. But yeah, you basically want to be drinking water, because as all of the Reiki and the Holy Fire Reiki and everything cleanses out your system, you're going to want to replenish it with high vibrational things, like simple foods, like eating a cucumber with salt on it, eating some fresh carrots. Maybe if you have some ranch, you can dip it in that. But yeah, you want to, and thank you, Shaman Maria, taking daily vitamins. This is also a thing that I believe is going to help. So, soy candles are good, but the candles that put off a really strong perfume, like the ones that are like $20 or $30 that you get at Walmart, those candles, I don't know how healthy they are to be around. But if you do get a soy candles do not put off smoke. And so they don't put off anything negative into the atmosphere. All right, you guys, thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. I love you so much. Please like this video, tap the notification bell, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Let that Reiki just go through your system, and know that it is going to be clearing off a lot of blockages. Yes, beeswax candles are the best. They're so good. All right, you guys, know that God loves you. Know that I love you. Until the next reading, peace be with you. Have a wonderful day. God bless you, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.